So good evening, everyone. We are from Team Onboard Easy. My name is Manish Chauhan. I am from Jaipur, Rajasthan. Currently, I am also Uipath Student Champion. So in our team, we have three members: Piyush Agarwal, Vikram Singh, and me. As a team name suggests, our solution is based on the ease out of the onboarding process. So let's begin. During the onboarding process, there are some set of documents that need to be sent to the new joiner, the background check, and other important detail who's getting the offer letter. The company has to send email individually to them and also need to check that they have received undertaking. Manually, it will take a lot of time and human resources. To remove that, this bot is created. It will be sent specific mail with the document to the joiner, will receive the authorization message, and also sending the reminders to the candidate who haven't responded and will mark accordingly in the actual over the OneDrive. So the main task is to taking the authentication from the candidate who have been qualified. Our bot may look simple now, but it has some unique feature you will get to know in the demo part. So the manual background check process include like listing out the selected candidates, then individually send them certain documents through mail for the background check. Then seeking the undertaking from the candidate side and manually checking them. Again, manually sending reminders to the candidate whose undertaking has not been received. Then manually check and at last initiate the background. So it led to many problems like more resources are utilized. Say one onboarding manager on 15 to 20 candidates. Manager has to check on daily basis for undertaking to be received from the candidate. The email to candidate cannot be specific and thus more friendly. It is difficult for the HR manager to send acknowledgement email to the candidates. So here comes our onboard easy. So in our onboard easy, we have the step as a common Excel sheet consisting of the candidate detail will be created by the manager. All the attachment will be stored over the OneDrive. Once the Excel file is uploaded all over the OneDrive, the bot automatically triggers and start to run. It will send email to the respective joiners and with proper documents related to the background check. At last, the bot will look for the confirmation mail and will update in the Excel sheet. And it will send reminders to the candidates whose undertaking has not been received. And it will initiate the background check. So, yeah. This is our as-is process, which include the manual onboarding by the HR manager, which include like he had to manually check and details all the candidates. This is our 2B process. Our 2B process will be discussed in advance in the demo part, which will be demonstrated by the Piyush. So over to you, Piyush.
The aim of the bot is to send the required documents and information to each of the candidate so they have a better understanding, a better view of what is going to happen next. And the most of the important thing is to receive an undertaking from each candidate that they allow us, they approve with the company policies to initiate the background check of their for any kind of, to check if there is any criminal record or any kind of illegal activities at their end, to make sure that after post joining there won't be any kind of issues with the company policies. So the usual process used to be that as a manager, I would send an email to each of the candidate and wait for their undertaking. And so basically, I would be monitoring the particular mails, my mails for the from each and every candidate on daily basis, which was a very difficult task. Now, how the process is automated. On my OneDrive, I have a folder called joining documents in which I can store any number of documents that I want to mail to any candidate. And there is a file called undertaking.txt. So this particular file is the content that I want to receive from each candidate for the company formalities. So like here it is written that I hereby give my authorization. And now what I do next is I need to upload that Excel file over here and the bot will start itself. Before doing that, I like to show the things that we have integrated. So we have used basically the UiPath integration service for this use case. We have connected Microsoft OneDrive and SharePoint connector with the UiPath and created a trigger that whenever a new file is uploaded to the Microsoft OneDrive, then the bot should trigger itself. And this bot is also supposed to run on a schedule basis. Like there will be two triggers, one through the integration service and second through a time-based schedule, so that trigger based will send all the required mails to each of the candidates where whenever a new file is uploaded, whereas the schedule based trigger will check for all the confirmations mails from the candidates, or if they have not sent any mail within next 5 days from the date of sending, then the bot will also send a reminder mail to each candidate. And this reminder mail process will continue until the file is removed from the SharePoint or the date has passed, the last date of submission of the details. So now I will just start the process. I will go to OneDrive and upload the batch file. So this is my batch.xlsx. I will upload it. Now the integration service checks for any kind of update in my OneDrive for every 5 minutes. So in within 5 minutes, the bot will run itself. So now the bot has itself being triggered through the UiPath integration service, as you can see in the taskbar. Now let's check the logs of the bot. So the bot has detected the object ID which is received to the integration service. This object ID is always set by the integration service and cannot be set manually. So and there is an asset ID which is currently hyphen. The first time when the bot was run, we just enter any hyphen, any space or any character, because this asset ID will be updated once a new file is uploaded to the orchestrator. Sorry, OneDrive. So the new file is uploaded. Now the bot has checked for the three attachments, set the asset ID, and as you can see in the taskbar, it is also reading the Excel file for the data. So there are three attachments which are supposed to be mailed, and there are three entries to be processed. Now bot has started to send the mails. As an onboarding manager, instead of going to the orchestrator and checking for each things, I can simply look into the same Excel that I had uploaded to the orchestrator. Here I have got another new columns have been added by the bot, which is one bot status. What is the status for each of the candidate? It says that the mail is sent and now awaiting for the confirmation. It also says that when the bot has sent the mail, which is 2nd of Feb 2022, that is the date, current date. So this was the first part of the our solution. Now the second thing comes is I want to check if the user has replied back or not. So I will just check my mail. Here I have received the mail from the user from the basically my onboarding manager. Now it has a good view of what are the details. It is also specifically towards me, dear Piyush Agarwal. So unlike the usual mails which are towards a dear candidate, and it would be more specific and more attractive to a customer or candidate, it is going to be used in many scenarios. So now the main motto is that I need to send an undertaking back, which is like undertaking document mandatory to be sent to the HR as an email. Copy paste the content in the body of your mail. Okay, so here is the content. I will just open, and now I will copy this and reply back with this mail. That is sent. So my mail has been sent. Now let me show you that as well. I will open my Outlook. Just assume this Outlook is of the onboarding manager who would be receiving the confirmation. Okay, the mail is here. Now let's rerun the bot. So the next time the bot would run, it would be through a schedule based trigger. So instead of that, I will just run manually for now. I will just simply start the bot. Now the next task of the bot is to again check from the Excel to whom it has already sent the mails and if they have replied back or not. So basically, the first time when it accessed this Excel, that was through the object ID given through the integration service trigger. But this time it will use the asset orchestrator asset, which has the same asset ID to access this file. So now, as it says, asset ID is this processing the old file, which has basically a file on which bot has already worked on. Now, instead of sending documents and undertaking, now it says checking for the confirmation mail from the transaction 0. So it says received reply from the user and correct undertaking received. So bot also validates if the undertaking sent by a user is proper or not. Now for the first entry from which the mail has been received, it says mail sent and confirmation is received as well, while it is same for the rest of the two. No, now another feature of our bot is really full of the features. We have tried to inbuild as many things as possible. Now let's say an incorrect undertaking is sent by the user, then what will happen? And one more thing, here this undertaking received successfully is also sent to the candidate. So I also, as a candidate, I would also know that my message has been received successfully or not. That really gives an assurance that it has not been missed and we are on the right track. Now I will open my another email. So this time I am going to send an incorrect undertaking. Here, let me open this, and this time I will reply. I give my authorization, which is not exactly the same as this one, and send. Okay, the undertaking has been sent again, but this time it was incorrect. Now let's check if we have received the mail. And while doing that, we will also run the process again. So mail is here. Now I will rerun the process. So this in this second scenario, bot is supposed to validate if the undertaking is sent, but is it actually correct? Because undertaking should not be manipulated in any manner. So the bot has restarted again. It will do the same process, all those things again. It will use the orchestrator asset ID, and it will check that download the files and Excels, read through each of the entries.
How long is
So
this
for the
video?
first entry, the employee has already sent the confirmation.
Just
There is nothing
3
to do.
minutes more.
For the first transaction, checking for confirmation mail, received reply from the user, but the undertaking statement is not same. Okay. So process finished, correct and receive false. And for the second, it has not received any kind of transaction. Now let's see what is the next process. I will just open the Excel. From an onboarding manager, the mail has been sent. Now, but could have happened to the user? How would he know that he or she has sent an incorrect mail? So I will again open the Gmail account. So I have received another reply back. Undertaking sent by you is not proper. Please copy paste from your test document. So that is the next feature of a bot. It will tell the candidate that sorry, you have not given a proper authorization and you are supposed to resend it. So let's now this time we will copy paste the exact content and send back to the manager. I will reply over this mail and send. And there is one more feature in a bot, the reminder mail. So if the date, the send date is create less than 5 days, basically, if for example today is 7th of Feb and the mail was sent on 2nd Feb, then there is a gap of 5 days and the candidate has not yet sent a confirmation to us. So bot will also check this and send a reminder mail back to the user. So for just for the sake of testing for this demo, I will set the mail send date manually to a 5 to 6 days back. So that would be around, let's check. I will go back 1 month and let's say I will just say it's 27th of January. So let's try and set it as 27th. Now let's save it. Now again, final time, this is the final run of the bot. This time, what bot should do? It should again do the same processes again and again, but it will mark and confirmation for the second candidate. And since the third candidate is late by 5 days, it will resend the mail, a reminder mail to that candidate, and will ensure that he is able to check the mail again. So then it will again wait for next 5 days for each user, whoever has not sent the mail, and will make always send a reminder mail until the last day. So now, as you can see, for the third run, our third scenario, what happened? It has when it was checking for this second user, it says that request received a reply from the user, and this time the undertaking is correct. For the second, the last email, it says that the reminder is sent, documents, and undertaking. Now, let me just do a final refresh, and our bot has successfully ended with a new status updated. So let's check the file again. So this way, as an onboarding manager, I won't have to keep monitoring the same things. I can just upload the Excel file on the first day, and probably whenever I'm free, I can come over to the OneDrive and check what is the current status of everything. So now it has updated that when the mail has been sent and what is the current status of each candidate. So that was our idea towards the use case. Hope you liked our particular solution for this problem, and we are hoping to win this hackathon. Thank you.
So that was a solution, and I know I was something somewhere like a demo when we tried to record. It was about took 20 minutes to show all our features. All we wanted to show that whatever we have integrated with the bot. So what we thought of like probably we just need to speed up the every video, the speed up the voice and show just the exact all the things as any way possible. So any questions, judges, for this?
I can go first here. So again, really interesting use case. Like, I mean, this use case has got tremendous potential to use lots of different features of hyper automation. So when I saw this on the list, obviously I was looking forward to it. Let's put it this way. However, I was not expecting like a fast forward version of a video, to be honest. Always remember in these type of demos, less is more, right? I know you try to fast forward that 20 minutes video into like a quick 5 minutes. And what happens is it actually dilutes a lot of the things what you had. So you had a lot of good stuff, I would say. But I would, at least my personal opinion, again, others may defer to it. So it's a good presentation. I think I liked your beginning in terms of the style, very professional, right? I can see some of the team's experience there. Um, I would say the content, if I just now try to run that in my mind in a slow pace, right? I think you have good content. You have used some of the features quite well. Um, I would have, I'm struggling right now to understand the technical aspects and how you have done it. So again, I would want to know more later, but this is just my feedback here. So it's tough for me to even ask the questions because I'm just running that entire video in my mind in a slow pace and trying to digest. So that's my feedback. I don't know. Nidhi, Steve, anything else from your end?
Yeah, I was challenged also following along. I did, pick up a few things that I liked. The human in the loop with the actual future employee to kind of get their engagement in the process. I thought that was good, but and I think this as a concept is a very broadly applicable use case for companies. So there's a lot here and a lot to potentially be here. I think we just would have to have some follow-up discussions to just understand what it is. But I think you guys did great work. It was certainly a very ambitious use case to create and enter into a hackathon like this. I think you guys did a good job on it with just a little challenge to kind of get the full power of it in the setting of this video.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Bhavish, for that feedback. We definitely, I'm sure team might have tried to do something else, maybe understanding gap. Sometimes what happens, again, my personal opinion, when you have a video, I would prefer video on mute and give voiceover so that it becomes engaging, right? When you have a video with audio recorded, people would not be interested to hear. This is general feedback that we receive every time. So something to keep in mind, Piyush, as well.
Yes.
Nidhi and other observers, judges, any other questions from your side?
Sure, I have few questions. First of all, yes, I definitely follow Piyush, I guess, on LinkedIn, and he's very active with the content. So kudos to that, Piyush. And again, a great presentation in terms of, because you have used something recently launched, which is integration service from the Uipath. So it is also good that you are using the latest technology from the Uipath and you are actually up to the mark. Few things that I would like to ask is, when you're saying it's a background check bot, so what I could see is you are actually just following up with the candidate, whether you have received the document or not, and you are just validating with a certain document, right? How does it come into the category of background check? Because I was actually expecting, please go ahead.
I understand your question. From the title, it's like a background check initiate. So somewhere up, it personates that you are completing the background check of an employee, but it's not that. It's the in between process. Like it was something from my personal experience. Like last year when I joined company, it's on like I received some documents, and it was same for all my friends. Like see, so the thing is, it closes the communication gap between the onboarding manager and the candidate. The background check is something very crucial and needs to be done, I would say, not to be done by bots or something. A security measure is there required for a proper enhance. But this process is to remove that communication gap between the manager and the candidate, because a new joining, a candidate would have multiple questions, and there is only one person of contact to him, that would be his onboarding manager. To him, he knows in the company at the moment. And since that manager has so much load, he is not working on single candidate, he's working on multiple candidates. Could be 5,000, 1,000, 10,000, any number would be there if we take about multinational companies. So if we just remove this one load, I would say that manager would have more time to give to the candidate to solve their queries if they have any. Like because as a new joinee, I had also multiple queries. I was like, if what I have sent is proper or not, where I am supposed to upload these documents, I'm not able to understand that. And I found that my managers were too busy, and it was same for others. So I just thought, let's take up this load from their work. And so this time can be utilized in some more better efficient way. So it's just to
Mhm.
give a bridge to the communication between the onboarding manager and the candidate.
Understood. Understood. So it's from your personal experience that you have created a bot. That's
Yes, it's
great.
just I felt like this is something bugging me. Let's automate it.
Sure. Again, I could see a great potential of this because in actually companies, we have again the HR onboarding systems, which is like Workday. So Workday is some of the applications that most of the companies use. So maybe you can actually do some kind of integrations, because I'm sure, not I'm sure, but I've seen Uipath has great integrations with the Workday. And again, it again scales up your automation. It's not just a bot limited to replying back to the employees and following up and taking care of the documents part. But yes, there's
Yes,
a possibility to scale a lot in this particular use case, I would say.
yes. Our scale-up plans is more like currently this bot was made from a candidate perspective only. Now our aim is to get in contact with someone who is actually working on this process and understand from their perspective how it works, what are the problems they are facing, so it can be improved further.
Mhm. And yeah, just one more doubt I have is, what was the role of OneDrive in the whole solution?
Okay, so that was more from a general perspective, like in companies, mostly Office, Microsoft tools are used. So OneDrive was a place where the manager would be just uploading his file. Like instead of going through Orchestrator to monitor the status of the bot, one can just go over to this OneDrive and check the Excel. And by uploading that Excel over there, the bot is triggered itself. It will manipulate or send all the emails, upload the same Excel on the OneDrive. So as an onboarding manager, I just need to move that file onto OneDrive. I can anytime check it on my OneDrive what is the current status of the bot. And if I need to send another reminders or do any kind of manipulation, it's all a
Mhm.
very simple process. Just go to your OneDrive and check that. So that I had this perspective that onboarding manager should not need to be have the technical perspectives, need to go check the bot, anything like that. It should be as easy as possible for them.
Mhm. Got it. Thanks, Piyush. Again, good luck. That's all from my end.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Piyush. I also like the integration part. That was something amazing, right? People have not used it much. I would love to see more on that integration service part. Everything about your presentation is good, minus one thing, which you
Yes.
understand now, right? Apart from
Yes,
that,
definitely.
use case has potential, a lot of things, there are a lot of positives, but sometimes you need to understand there are marks for presentation in such hackathons as well, right? So
Yeah.
that's one area which, but again, what's happened has happened. All the best, Piyush. Thank you so much for your time here.